What does it take to disrupt an industry? What does it take to disrupt the software industry? An industry growing and evolving so quickly. Is it time? Is it money? Is it innovation? Is it a great product? Does it take blunt recklessness or careful consideration? What about having vision, passion, and dedication? What about breaking the rules? It takes all of that. But above all, it takes a vibrant community. A community of dedicated and creative people. A community with unparalleled ingenuity and efficiency. From manufacturing industries to service industries. From field services to accounting firms. From retail to e-commerce. From NGOs to education. From small companies to large corporations. Together, we move mountains. This is what makes Odoo unique. A passionate community. Millions of open source developers, partners, and users working together towards a common goal. Making companies a better place, one app at a time. This is how we improve everyone's work life. This is how we give people the tools to do more in less time. This is how, as a community, we disrupt industries. So it's no surprise that we all gather year after year to discuss our future. Thank you for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Odoo founder and CEO, Fabien Pinckaers.
Wow, what a community. Thank you for coming. It's so good to see you year after years. Can you imagine we have 40,000 people attending these 3 days? And 80% of you are foreigners, so imagine the number of hotel rooms that we had to book. Probably Brussels is completely fully booked. And we're going to have 3 days of inspiration, learning, and networking with the community. So I hope you're ready. But before, let's make a quick check for the warm-up. Is there people from United Kingdom in the room? If yes, please shout out. Yeah, do we have people from France? Switzerland, maybe? Yeah, let's go further. America? Dubai? Yeah. Spain? Yeah. I mean, that is amazing. Thank you for coming. Or maybe let's try something further. Australia, maybe? Whoa. How long is it? 24 hours to come here? Something like that? All right. So let's go and start with the reason why we are here, which is Odoo 19. And this version is amazing. In order to show you the new feature of Odoo 19, let's talk about a friend's business. So I have a friend which is in the furniture business. It's a good business, family business, building and selling furniture, but it's a bit old school in the way it's managed, like 90% of the companies out there. So they asked me, what can Odoo do for us? And I will show you what Odoo 19 can do for such a business. So, if we have to start and grow and scale such a business, where do we start? I would start by building a brand and selling online with an e-commerce. So let's see how the new Odoo 19 can help me do that. So, quite easy. You start online because it has been published this morning, actually yesterday night. You start with the e-commerce, free trial, and you start right away. Then you get to that screen, ready to build the perfect website. And everything I'm going to show you now is fully live. Let's do it. So we want an online store for a furniture store business. Boom. To sell more. You can choose a color or upload your own logo. Let's go with a small logo here. Let's continue. I can add some features and page, but let's move forward. And boom. Now we have a lot of new designs for the e-commerce. You can choose between large pictures, like this, if you want to showcase cars or big furniture. Or maybe you prefer a listing of products with some buttons, big categories on the top, or the classical card with attributes on the left. So now with Odoo 19, every e-commerce is going to be different and fine-tuned without single development. And once you choose that, you can choose your product page. So here are multiple product pages. For fashion industry, probably they will go with something like this with a lot of photos. For if you want big pictures on the top, like a big car, you will go with this one. And for my furniture business, I think I'm going to go with this. Then the AI will start computing a website with everything I decided. My logo, my colors, you see it's blue, the text and picture related to my furniture business. And in a few seconds, the artificial intelligence of Odoo will compute the perfect website for me. So let him think a little bit, and you will see a clean, beautiful design ready to sell online. Here we go. Here we go. So, clean website, you see, it's beautiful, out of the box, linked to my business, furniture, comfort, and style, with different examples of categories of products, photos. I mean, it's perfect. You can start from that. You already have a very strong brand. But let's go further. Let's customize it. So I'm going to edit this, and maybe resize this, like this, and maybe this one too. And for this text, let's increase it because I resized. I'm going to change it, and for that I will select. And now you can edit everything inline. You see all the styles are here rather than being there. And then you have your best friend that will see all along with Odoo 19, the AI. You want to improve that, just click on AI, and you can start chatting with him. For instance, I can ask him to rewrite the selected test, and he's going to come with new proposition to improve the text that is here. Ease and enduring elegance, make it luxury for a brand in Brussels, short title. And you can start chatting with the AI, and it's gonna make some recommendation for you. Okay, let's do this. And you can start building a website like this. And the good thing is, as opposed to traditional things that are built with AI, you still have a full control out of it. So for instance, I can manage multiple blocks. Let's add a catalog and products here. And now you have beautifully crafted blocks for categories, products, dynamic blocks, and so on. Let's go with categories. And you see you have clean categories like sofa, desk, drawers, lamps, and everything. That's clean, but let's go even further. Let's go with bigger cards like this. And now you have clean cards with animation like this that goes over each other's. So you can really go modern and improve. Or I can check, let's say, a dynamic content with product. So these are all my products in the database. Let's just remove this line. I don't like it. And we will filter, because I want to emphasize on the chairs that are here. Boom. And in a few seconds, just like that, I've done my e-commerce ready to use, full with AI and full control for the end user. All right, let's go further. Now I can go to the shop. On the shop, it optimizes based on your attributes. Because I have a lot of attributes, it's fold them, and I can unfold. You can filter by size, by color, by fabric, which are pictures. You can select a few pictures, like this one, and you filter product based on the fabric, or side, legs, everything, multiple selection box, pills, colors, everything is available out of the box. But you know what? Let's go further. Let's customize this page. I can, for instance, click anywhere in the screen, and I can start customizing. Maybe I want it full screen, like this, boom. And this category is on the top. Let's make it with a different style. No, categories, it's here. Let's use a different style, maybe bigger cards, like this. And in a few seconds, you have your categories on the top with bigger cards. Let's go further. If you want, you can click here and edit the style of the product cards. You see the product card here? You can choose between multiple cards with button, like this, or listing with bigger cards, or big photos. And you can really decide the one you prefer. So we'll stick to this one, and maybe close or increase the gap. And you see the level of control you have. Or maybe I want to remove description on that description. Yeah, let's remove them. You have a full control on everything, or you can decide if you want secondary picture on over, like this, and even have preview of some attributes that you decide directly on the preview. Let's go with a black table. That's perfect. And for this page, let's go and make it less wider. So I'm going to click here, go less wide like this, and I can start playing with all the attributes from here. But I'm good with that. So now you can manage multiple stores, and the customer can check that the stock is available for delivery, but you can also decide to pick up in store. And if he picks up in stores, we propose the closest location, but he can switch to another location if he wants to. You may have multiple attributes. You can even add multiple units and measure and package. So let's go to the backend. One click. I am in the backend now. And from there, I will add some packaging, let's say a pack of 6 units. So in the new version, we merged the unit of measure and the packaging, which is great, because before we had the two. So in a sale order, you had the unit of measure and the packaging, and it was not easy to know which one to use. Now you have a perfect conversion between all of them, and it's available right away. And now that I add some packaging on my desk, I can choose between the unique and the pack of 6 right here. That starts to look good. So let's move on, and I'm going to add this to my card. I have some upselling capabilities here, so I'm going to add a chair, maybe 2 chairs, and I'm going to add this to the card. Perfect. Let's go to the card, maybe a storage box, it's a good idea, and let's check out. Either pick up in store, standard delivery, choose the store, everything is clean, well designed, and ready to use out of the box. So let's close this order and pay now. Perfect. So one of my favorite feature is the quick reorder. You know, in some business, like if you are a restaurant, you will buy beverage every week or every day, and usually you buy the same beverage, the same kind of beer, the same kinds of sodas. So you can now go and use the quick reorder here. From here, quick reorder, and Odoo knows exactly what you used to buy with your own pricing and loyalty and so on. And you can quick reorder from here. Let's go with this, maybe a little bit more of that. And now my order is ready, and I can place it again. Very useful for B2B business or recurrent orders. Perfect, I can order and confirm it. So now we have this, in a few minutes, I have this clean e-commerce with a shop page, a product page, easy way to pay, to pick up in store or deliver, to manage my multiple orders. Let's go further. Now that we have this, we start to have a lot of clients. We want to do the after-sale services. So for that, I'm going to create a new page for after-sale service. So I'm going to go to the editor, and here I'm going to do new page. I can choose between multiple designs, like this, or let's say this one. I can use generate AI, so I explain to the AI what I want, and it will create a landing page for me in a few seconds. Or I can start from scratch, like here. Let's say we create a page which is need help. Like this, perfect. So on this page, I'm going to drag and drop some extra content, and let's say I want to use an AI building block. So I use an AI building block that I drop in my page, and now I can start asking questions to the AI. But first, I need to configure it. So Odoo 19 comes with your own specific agent that you can configure. So I've done one here, Odoo Compliance Assistant, that knows from the knowledge and the document and my internal data a lot of things so that it can help answer the client using my own specific data. And I want a fallback button, let's say talk to a human, / contact us. So if people are not satisfied with the AI question, they can talk to a human. So just like that, we can save. And now I can ask the AI anything, and you have your after-sales service right in your website. So let's say, how many versions are supported in Odoo, and what's the SLA? And the AI will use your internal documentation, so I gave him the Odoo Enterprise contract as a base, in order to answer the question. It says the 3 most recent versions are done, and you have a 99% network uptime, SSL encryption, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then you can start talking and offering support to the AI, or talk to a human, or you can also connect that with your live chat operator. So just like that, in probably 3 minutes, I created a website, launched an e-commerce, fine-tuned my e-commerce, and did the after-sales service on my website. And there are plenty of other things like this. Like, for instance, SEO is also AI optimized. So if I go to the, let's go to a shop page. Let's say I'm going to go to my product page here, and I want to check the SEO. You see, nothing has been filled in, no title, no description, no keyword, nothing. I can just click on Fill with AI, and boom, everything is filled automatically based on its knowledge on what people are looking for on Google and so on. So it's perfectly optimized. All right, so in a few minutes, I have this website with strong capabilities that I can customize, that I can fine-tune with upselling, perfect SEO, in order to boost my online business. Now, we have a small video to recap everything that's new about Odoo e-commerce.
Meet the new Odoo e-commerce. With a clean layout, solid new features, and a super professional look. From product pages all the way to the checkout, it's built to stand out. Ready to see more? Then let's take a look. First, let's create your website. You own a furniture store, right? Let's choose the right layout for your online store and select the layout for your product page too. Perfect. What a nice homepage you've got. Why not update your page's layout with our sleek new e-commerce footer? It displays all the payment methods available, making it simple and reassuring for your clients. Now, let's add a catalog block on the home page to quickly show what you have in store. The best part? You can choose from a variety of beautifully crafted templates, each designed by professional web designers to fit different styles and needs. Whether you're showing off your full collection or just the best sellers, there's a template ready to match your style. Great! Now let's head to our shop page. Wow! Odoo's elegant and impactful shop page templates showcase your products in the best way possible. Isn't it appealing? The shop filters have also been revamped with clean designs, pills, radios, drop-downs. The choice is yours. A View More button appears when you have over 8 attributes, and a search bar is automatically displayed over 20. Who needs clicks? Just hover over product cards to preview attributes instantly, like size, color, or material. And last but not least, improve your website experience with a floating bar that sticks with you while you're scrolling. That way, you can search or sort out items anytime. Creating a product page is now easier than ever. Here as well, Odoo provides many template choices that you can fine-tune using the editor on the front end. And you can now even spice up your product pages with videos from your favorite platforms. And voila! Okay, let's have a look at these wooden parts. Now you can showcase variants in pictures to display different textures and colors, making your product page even clearer for your customers. Do you remember ribbons? Well, good news. Now they have new siblings, Odoo badges. Other great news? Both ribbons and brand new badges can automatically highlight new arrivals or on sale items. Okay, we know that's already a lot, but we're not done yet. You can save valuable time by letting AI handle the busy work. In one command or click, your AI sidekick generates a compelling product description or translates what you need instantly. No more manual translations. Boy, did we improve our SEO optimizer. And with just one click, our smart tool autofills meta titles, descriptions, and suggests keywords. Let's showcase your products so you get more sales. You can now push your products to Google Merchant Center. You can also link your catalog to social platforms and marketplaces like TikTok Shop, Facebook, Instagram, Amazon, and more. Are you ready for some more? Let's go! If you own an e-commerce store as well as physical shops, there's an awesome feature available just for you. You can now display product availability and in-store quantities for each of your shops. Perfect for click-and-collect shoppers who want speed and clarity. All right, now let's talk about the new checkout experience, smoother and clearer than ever. Your customers can now choose the cash-on-delivery payment option. And the cherry on top? Sales orders can now be confirmed without upfront payment. That means no more outdated stocks and disappointed customers. And there's still more. A fully customizable login page where you can now add forms and price lists to categorize your customers from the beginning. Checkout is even faster for event tickets and appointments. No more address fields to fill. Receive your tickets in a few clicks. Product name now auto-fills in contact forms, which makes the follow-up easier than it's ever been. A refreshed wish list design with a sleeker look. A one-click quick reorder button. And a seamless integration with Gelato for selling your print-on-demand designs. Modern, powerful, built to convert. This is your new Odoo e-commerce platform.
All right, now we have an online presence, we start building online sales, and we can build up our brand. Next step, once we have success with the B2C business, is to create the B2B business with Odoo CRM. And for that, I'm going to go to right there in Odoo CRM. But first, I'm going to connect it to my website. So I'm going to click here and say, this form, instead of sending an email, I want him to create an opportunity in my CRM. And I will just update it a little bit. I prefer when the name and the phone number are on the same line. And I'm going to give less space for the titles like this. So I increase a little bit. Perfect. And save. That's easy. So I need a price for 10 chairs. Let's say. Thanks. And submit. And now it's already directly connected to my CRM. So if I go to the CRM in the backend here, I get my pipeline. There are a lot of new features out here. First, as usual, you can use the Alt tab to showcase shortcut. But now you can do multiple select right from any Kanban view, so that I can start action like send an email or SMS. Isn't it great? You also have this feature, like this one is red because it's rotten. We have made it wait too long, so if we edit, it's a customized here. After 5 days, we highlight in this column everything in red. All right, so let's go to an opportunity, maybe this one. So I have this opportunity with the AI capabilities you see here. You see the AI estimates that my probability is 1.5%. Now you can click on it, and it's going to give you why that way. So he analyzes all your past and explains you how he computes the probabilities. For instance, here, what's negative is that it comes from a search engine. It's this kind of leads are less efficient than the leads who come from word of mouth or other campaigns. So he knows that, and so it computes the probability negatively, has a good phone numbers, and so on. And when I move on with the lead, let's say I move it to qualified, it adapts based on every interaction you do, it adapts the probability. That way, your sales forecasts are always accurate. We know that we can multiply the expected revenue by the probability, and we will get the forecast of the month over a sum of leads. All right, let's go further. We have a demand here from a customer, but, oh yeah, it's in French. I don't speak French. I do, but. So, you know what? Let's ask our best friend, Odoo AI, to help me. So I click here on the AI icon, and I can ask a few questions. Let's say, summarize the discussion. And now the AI will summarize the discussion for me in English, because I'm speaking English. But you know what? Let's ask him to write a follow-up answer in French. And the AI will compute a follow-up answer based on what we have in the database and what has been said in the discussion. I think it's good, so we can send a message. And now I can adapt this, change a few things, and just send the message to the client. You see how easy that is? You save a lot of time. And now, in order to well manage my opportunities, I'm going to schedule next activities. So let's click on activity, and I'm going to do a call to him in 2 days, 20, that's perfect. Boom, just 2 clicks. Or let's go further. Activity, meeting, and boom, I am in my calendar, so I see my availabilities, and I can schedule in 1 click my meeting with this customer. And he's invited, and everything is done automatically. So we worked on the user interface or every single part, like these activities, in order to make it smoother to do it in Odoo. All right. And now my manager is asking me to do some reporting of our business opportunities, let's say, by industry. But the thing is, I don't have an industry field. How do I do? In the past, I had to ask someone to export in Excel, fill up the Excel sheet, find the industry of every business opportunity, and then put that in a business intelligence and do a report. It takes a lot of time, it's painful. Now, with Odoo, we can do further. Let's go first and add a new field. So I'm going to edit the property and add a field which is the industry of this property. And you see here, AI. I'm going to click on AI, and I'm going to ask him what I want him to do for this field. Fill in the industry of this lead. No, let's say what's the industry of. And now I will inject data to the AI. With the slash field, I can connect that to all the data in my database, and I'm going to give him the company name. So based on the company name, he will fill in this field, please answer in 1 word. I couldn't do, that's a text field. I could have used a selection, a many-to-one. All the fields of Odoo are supported, of course. And that's it. I created a field that is automatically filled in by AI. So let's have a look. I have a company here, Openwood. I click. He's searching on the web, computing the information, and telling me that this guy is in the manufacturing business. And so on all your records, you now have Rediff is in the internet business. And your company is demo data, so he would say no, that doesn't exist. He's smart. And in a few seconds, in the background, starting from now, every new business opportunity will be filled in automatically with this information thanks to the AI. So now we can have a look and see IBM technology. Decoadic technology, manufacturing for elite industry. And you see, we have the industry of every business opportunities. But my manager asked me for a reporting. That was only the first phase. So let's do the report now. Switch to graph view, group by industry, and boom, I have the number of opportunities by industry. And if I want it per value, revenue, and I get the revenue per industry, the technology industry is where we have the most revenue forecasted. Good, huh? All right. So now we have this great website. We have developed our B2C business, and thanks to Odoo CRM, we can build up our B2B business, have sales teams that are really efficient. Now it's time to quote for this customer, and for that, we're going to use Odoo CRM. So let's go back to my pipeline. Let's pick an opportunity here, and in 1 click, I will create a quotation. 2 click, because it's a new customer, so we'll have to create it on the fly, but that's done. And from here, we'll start to filling up the quotation. But sometimes you have a lot of products. So doing product 1 by 1, he wants this, and then we want that, and then he wants that, and I have to put the price and the quantity. You see, it takes a lot of time. That's what the traditional quotation builder do. Fortunately, with Odoo, we have a new way to do it, which is the catalog. So the catalog allows now to support section. So in the section, you can structure your quotation. So let's do a quotation for, because we are in B2B, we have to furnish a full office or a full home. So let's do the bedroom first. And then after the bedroom, we're going to have the living room. And maybe a kitchen. And I would say a garden. Perfect. And now we can start filling up the information. So if I go to the bedroom, I'm going to get this, maybe some furniture, a desk, a chair, a stool, and this. For the living room, I'm going to use this, this, this. For the kitchen, I will go to maybe some food, like this. And for the garden, we will go to the furniture outdoor, and I'm going to go with the outdoor dining table. Took me 10 seconds. Now let's have a look at the result. This is my quotation. So everything is ready, structure with subtotals per sections. I have the availability of stock in real time. You see that this one is red because I don't have stock. But we can go further. Let's go further. Now we can add also a subsection. So I'm going to create a subsection with services here. And maybe another subsection with, in this section, another subsection with furniture. Like this. And this subsection, I'm going to go here, and the service here, and I will move the whiteboard pen in. You see how easy you can structure this. And sometimes, especially in the construction industry, you don't want the customer to see the details of a section, because it's a phase, so you want to put all the products you will need to deliver, but you don't want him to see that a whiteboard pen costs $1.20, that a pedal is only $47. You just want him to see $548 in total. So I'm going to hide the price. So we'll see the composition, but not the price. Or I can go further. We can see that some of you need that. We can go further. Living room. Here I will do the opposite. I will add the composition. So they will only see the total for the living room without seeing every single product. And now we can send this quotation to the customer. Send. And voila. This is how it looks like. So we have sections with subsection. This one doesn't have prices, so you only see the total. And then we have a section with price for every item, subsection, total, and tax, and so on. That's good, huh? So, like usual, we can do better. Let's go better. That's how typical quotation looks. But with Odoo, customer are used something more clean. And so if I want better, I can just add some documents, that, like the product sheets and headers and so on. And now, when I'm going to send this quotation to the client, it will look like this. And that's how you beat the competition. With clean look, fast product, clean quotation, transparent pricing, this is how you really beat competition at the game. All right. So now we have this B2B business that is growing. We have this CRM producing sales order, converting them into order. It's time to deliver the service that we sold. And for that, we're going to use the project management application. So if I go to project, I can manage all my services from here. When you create a new project in Odoo, the top menu, I didn't configure my project first, but the top menu is already created based on the template of the product you have used. So now you can customize products so that top menus of projects that have been generated by sales order are already filled in. So that when you work on a construction project, you get everything you need ready out of the box. So from this project, I can manage my tasks with multiple priorities. I can manage my milestones, timesheet, planning of my people, document with IFC that I have some floor plans, some letters, preview of everything. Vendor bill, I can just drag and drop my bills here so that my margins will be computed automatically. And then the dashboard with the profitability, margins, budget, and so on, and the status of every phase of the project. So you get everything ready out of the box based on a project. But you know what? Let's go further. Let's go to this project. Now we have this project with all these tasks, and the first thing you do in order to deliver a client is to assign people on the task. So we'll go here and click Assign to him, and this one I will assign to him, and this one I will assign to him. Yeah, no, it's painful. Now we don't need to do that anymore. So let's remove the assignation, sorry. Up. I remove. And I'm going to show you how our best friend will help me do that. So now I want my assistant, AI assistant, to do it for me. So what I'm going to say is that every time I move something to in progress, I go here and I want an automation. So I click on automation, new automation. And this automation, I will update my record to set the responsible. And I'm going to update the record with AI. And I want to ask him to set the assignees. And now I can use a prompt. So assign the task, and then I will inject data like before, field. Let's say we'll use the title of the task, but you can use the description, the communication by email, whatever you want, that I inject in my prompt to the right person. But he doesn't know who wants to do what, so I'm going to help him a little bit. I'm going to say, for instance, Mitchell admin is responsible for assembly tasks. And then I'm going to select someone else. Let's say Joel Willis, insert, is good in plumbing and painting. And then maybe someone else, Mark, does everything else. Let's do that. So you see how simple it is. You just write your prompt, connect that to an automation, inject the data you want the AI to take its decision on, save, and that's it. Now I can go to my project, and let's go with assembly. Do you remember for who it is? I think it was Mitchell admin assembly. Let's drag and drop. Wait a few seconds, and boom, it's assigned to Mitchell admin. Painting, it's going to be Joel Willis, if I'm not wrong, Joel Willis. Wiring service, it's going to be for Mark, because it's a new. Plumbing, I think it's Joel, and you have Joel Willis assigned to the plumbing. So now you can start automating every single detail of every screen you do with AI, whether it's through automation to fields. AI will help you handle the small details so that you don't have to. All right, let's go further. You know, when I click New, I can create a new task. Let's say roofing service. And then when I start the task is empty. But let's go further. I want to create templates of tasks for my team so that every time we create a new task in this project, we can use different templates. But for that, I'm going to use the help of the AI. So in any field like this, you can do /AI and ask the assistant some help. Let's say, write a specification for a roofing service with all details needed. And I just ask AI, and it will start computing for me. And then I can start chatting. If I don't want what he proposed, I can iterate, chat, and so on. But I think this one is good, so let's use this. And now I have this in my template. You can, of course, edit. Let's remove that. This I don't need, and the rest looks pretty good, so I'm going to stick to that. And now if you want to reuse that, let's just convert this task into a template. And this task is now a template. Let's go to my project. And now you see my new button. It's the drop-down now, where I can create a new task, or start with one of my templates, like a roofing service. So with that, you can really inject the intelligence of the company, the way you work, the template you use, the best practice for your team. Everybody can start building up task templates, and they get accessible in just one click. And you get it with the AI help. Let's go further. Now I'm going to send an email to this person, and I want him to sign a document. So what I can do now, I can attach the document like before, or it's connected to Odoo document. And if I click here, I can navigate to Odoo document and search for specific documents. Let's go with this sample NDA, because I want him to sign this NDA, and I'm going to add this document to the NDA to send this by email to the client. But you know what? Let's go further. I don't want to send him an email. I want him to sign this email. So one click away, preview. I can click now on sign, and then it's connected to Odoo sign. And now, from document to sign, I can send. So let's build up my template. Drag and drop here. Located at, it's going to be a text field. And then I want initials on every page. Yes, all page. And a signature. So now Odoo Sign supports multiple documents. So I can add even more documents so that I create an envelope of 2 or 3 documents that the customer will have to sign at once, and multiple signers. But let's do simple. Now in one click, I can send to the client, and we'll have a request to sign with follow-up, and it's going to be attached to my tasks. Everything coming out from my document management system. But I'm going to sign for the client, so I will click Sign Now, and I will sign myself. Name, located at Brussels. Next. Initial, yes, that's good. Up, signature, draw, sign all, done. You see how easy it is, how you can inject all the intelligence directly in Odoo. And now if I come back to my task, I think it was here, I have in my history everything attached, the document which is signed with the certificate of the signature attached to. All right, so now we have this great company with online sales, and then B2B sales through CRM and sales, and then we manage the service to prepare the service for the customer. Now it's time to deliver the customer. But before, I'm going to buy some products because I need to buy some raw materials. So for that, I'm going to use Odoo procurements. And you know, we have a lot of mechanisms in Odoo in order to automate procurements. The main 3 are the minimum and maximum stock rules. So you can define a minimum, and as soon as the forecasted stock goes below the minimum, Odoo will create proposition of order in order to get back to the maximum. That's the typical min-max rules that you find in pretty much every ERP. But then we have the MTO, make to order, when every time you sell, you purchase or you manufacture based on orders. That's good too. And we also have the MPS, Master Production Schedule, where you can do the forecast of your sales, and based on that, it will compute the net need by reducing what you currently have in stock and what your customer will need in the future. And these methods are great, but they suffer from the same problem. They require configuration. For the minimax rule, it's super efficient, but you need to create all these rules and say what is the minimum, what is the maximum. And then this configuration is fixed. I set it up, but sometimes from month to month, I have variation of the volume, I have some holidays, I can have a lot of things. So I'm very happy to introduce a super innovative way to manage your procurements that is much, much, much easier. That nobody else has done it. I've never seen that elsewhere. So now we have a new method that is extremely simple and efficient. It has 0 configuration. You can start using it right away. It adapts to the season, whether you have more or less products or needs, or if your shop will be your vendor will be closed for 1 week, you will buy more. It manages the demand volatility, and you still have a full control by the end users. So let's see how it works. So for that, I'm going to go to the purchase application. Purchase, which is here. Or first, I stop by the beautiful dashboard, where I can get all my new quotation, the RFQ that I sent, where I need to do the follow-up for the vendor, the late ones, the ones that the vendor didn't acknowledge, the late receipt. So I have a clean quotation for me or my team, the on-time delivery of my vendor, not very good, 29%. So you get everything clean directly in your dashboard. But let's do a new quotation. And I'm going to set a vendor and open the catalog. Or let's do for all vendors. You ready? Now I need to buy, but how do I do? I mean, I have 238 products. Sometimes it's tens of thousands of products. I have to check the monthly demand, how many I have on stock. So I have 500 on stock with a monthly demand of 234. And maybe it will change next month. I think it's very hard to manage a purchase department. But now we have this magic button, suggest. When I click here, boom, it suggests me automatically some of the things. And then I can fine tune. Maybe for this vendor, I'm buying every 7 days. I'm buying every week. I'm calling this vendor in order to buy to him, but I can change and put 15 days. And it keeps in memory what I have done. I'm going to base the sales forecast based on the last 30 days. But you know, if we are in December, which is holiday, I think it's better to base it based on last year at the same month, so September 2024. Maybe it's more accurate of the sales forecast that I will have this month. Or I can stick to the last 30 days. And because my business is growing, I will ask him to do 130%, so 30% more than usual in order to do. And as I do that live, he's doing some suggestion. You see here, you have a monthly demand of 10. He suggests to buy 3 units, depending on how many I still have on stock. And if I ask to apply that on all products, my order is prepared. So you can still fine-tune. So for instance, for the table leg, if I want 3, I'm going to click on 3. It's telling me I recommend 2 based on your data. But if you want 3, that's fine. And once you are done, back to quotation, my purchase order is ready. Now, all I have to do is to send the RFQ to the vendor and then confirm the order when we have negotiated. That's easy. All right, now we have purchased this product. It's time to receive the goods. So for that, we're going to use the barcode scanner interface. So you receive goods. I have my barcode and my scanner. So we have multiple ways to work. Sometimes you use barcode scanner with a screen on top of it, or sometimes you just use the barcode on the desktop like I'm doing. So you could have this screen on the barcode or just here as in the desktop. And let's receive the product. So when new products coming in, all I will do is to turn on my barcode scanner. Yeah. And all I have to do is to say, OK, it's a receipt. Boom. I will receive 2 desks like this, and that's it. Done. Or maybe let's go something more advanced. I'm going to receive this, a desk, a cable management box. But this one needs serial numbers. That's why they have the small icon here. So I'm going to scan the serial numbers of the product, 2 products. And when I'm done, I validate the order. So that's how you manage the inventory management. There are plenty of workflows. But let's stick with this one for now. All right. And now that we received the product, it's time to manufacture them. So I will need to manufacture for this customer a table. So for that, I'm going to go to the manufacturing application. So I go to the manufacturing, operation, manufacturing order, and I'm going to create a manufacturing order for a table. By the way, you see how we improve the minute one? We highlight what you are searching for. We put the barcode on the right in text muted so that it's more clear. So every detail in the interface are getting perfect and better. And I have my manufacturing order here, which is ready to manufacture my table. But I have an issue here, you see? I need 4 table legs, and they are not available. So let's click on the overview. And I see here that for my table leg, I have 3 that have been ordered already, purchase order 16, and 1 that is missing. So I can click replenish and purchase this 4th table leg. But the problem is that if I ask the vendor no, it's going to arrive on 21st of September, which is too late. It's red. So I'm going to try to negotiate with the purchase order that is in progress for him to send me 4 instead of 3, because these ones I'm going to get them for the 18th of September. So I'm going to click on the order, ask the vendor to send me more, let's say 4. And if he agrees, now I can receive and validate. I just need the serial numbers for these 4 products. Serial number like this. And I receive my 4 table legs. Once that's done, we see that everything's green, everything is available. We just need the time to manufacture, but that's going to be OK. My manufacturing order is ready. So now we need to manage the workers in the shop floor. So for that, in Odoo 19, we have a new redesigned shop floor interface. Let's have a look. So I go to the shop floor, and I have everything that I need to do here. So you have multiple workstations. You can add or remove some if you want. Let's say we remove this one, or add others. And you have your workers on the left. They can use barcode scanner, like scan their badge and then scan the operation, or you can do it with a touch screen, depending on the one you prefer. So here, I'm Mitchell Admin. I'm not working, but if I click on something, I start working on this operation. Or I just scan the barcode of the operation, which is my table. But I can add more operators. So I'm going to use Anita and Bet, these ones. So this one can work on the same workstation, or multiple workstations managed from the same tablet, because you have multiple workstations here. And so Billy can work on the same orders than me, and then Bess is joining. And then Billy goes in pause, and Bess too. And only Mitchell Admin, we see, is active on this manufacturing order. And then you have all the assembly operations. So you can have a look at the instruction. And sometimes you have a plan or photo, and start doing the instructions. So he needs a serial number. Boom. There is a quality check. I need to upload a photo. That's it. He wants me to register the component of the table head. So I'm going to use this one. So usually you just scan them. You scan the product as you manufacture. So he wants me to verify that I did that. I have a quality check. Is it correct or not? Let's say it's correct. He wants me to measure an angle, 90 degrees. Table legs, component registration up. And print the label so that I can stick it to the table. And done. So now you have all these multiple work centers that you can manage for the same tablet or computer, multiple operator, and a very simplified flow where everybody can log in, log out, click, go to pause, and manage the different operation and just close the production. That's for the manufacturing. And now that we have this big business growing up, we have all these orders coming, we are selling like crazy, buying, delivering, we start to have a lot of administrative tasks. And in order to show you how we will improve the accounting of our company, let me invite on the stage Winand.
Good morning. Last year, we kicked off by showing the huge impact we had worldwide with more than 69 fully localized countries. Having all of that embedded in one single tool out of the box is a real game changer. But having a worldwide accounting coverage is not enough anymore since we're living in a continuously changing digital world. Regulation is changing massively. And so the next big thing will be, without any doubt, invoicing. First of all, I will be very happy to announce that in Odoo 19 will come from the start with 58 countries, fully localized for local invoicing compliance through multiple platforms. PayPal will be by far the biggest one, but we're going to cover local platforms as well. So sounds great, but looks pretty empty on the world map, right? Now let's remove countries that have no current invoicing regulation yet. Are you getting me? Picking the right invoicing tool will become crucial to run your business. So let's have a look at how easy it is to generate your very first invoice in Odoo 19. Let's get started from the dashboard and dive into accounting. Creating your customers have never been easier than before. Just by typing the name, and thanks to our new autocomplete partner, we'll generate your customers on the fly. And also all necessary information for invoicing is directly included. So let's draft the invoice, and therefore, we're going to use the catalog. Add a few subscriptions, add an IoT box, for example, a scanner, and a few printers. So from the moment you're ready, you can confirm it. The first time, you can pick one of our different invoicing layouts. My preferred one is the Buffalo. And if you want to get paid faster, you can include or exclude the QR code. So as from the moment we will continue, we will directly point out on the screen if your customer is already available on one of the platforms that we cover. Like PayPal over here is already available on Telenet, so you can start sending him invoices. But to send and to receive invoices, you need to be subscribed into an access point. It can sound very technical and complicated, but we made it very easy. Just in one click on the button, the first time we will ask you to subscribe in our own access point. And because we believe invoicing should remain affordable for everybody, we're going to keep the usage 100% free for in- and outgoing invoices without any limit. So in one single click, I just subscribed into our access point. You're now ready to send invoices to your customers, and your suppliers will be able to find you on the network as well to send you vendor bills directly. The only thing remaining is just click on the send button, and we'll make sure to deliver the invoice by mail to the contact person at your customer, and we'll directly send it through the PayPal platform to your customer. It's already in his accounting right now. But invoicing is not only about sending invoices. It's maybe even more about receiving vendor bills in a structured format so that entrepreneurs and accountants can make use of it in order to streamline their accounting. So let me show you how easy it is to generate a complicated vendor bill when our powerful AI will make use of all of that structured data. I have one over here for SD. It's our payroll provider, sorry. It's quite complicated bill because there's different kind of services. You can just drag and drop it into the purchase journal, and within a second, everything is pre-filled. Not only the header information, but also the invoice lines, so the artificial intelligence will be able to make use of it to define the right tax codes and the right accounts. And because all payment information is available from the beginning, even in draft stage, you can directly click on Pay. In 1 second, I uploaded it, and I can pay it on the fly. But if we wanted to make sure that this new regulation will impact the daily life of any entrepreneur, we needed to come up with an updated overview of their invoicing in real time, even taking into consideration the payment stage. And that's exactly why we completely refactored our bank reconciliation screen in order to make it usable both by accountants and entrepreneurs. And don't worry, we didn't remove any feature, but we redesigned the user interface from scratch, and it's now fully powered by AI. Let me show you how it works. Let's go back to our dashboard, and I can see that we have a few transactions to reconcile over here. Just click on it, and we'll dive into the new reconciliation screen. It directly looks familiar, because it's just like working on your home banking environment. And we'll only point out the information on the screen that is really useful to reconcile, like a date, transaction details, perhaps a customer and a supplier if we can find it, and an amount. And the artificial intelligence will directly suggest how you should reconcile it. Like the office rent, for example. I want to post it directly in my accounting, but it could be a bill to reconcile on a partner, but I would like to post it directly into my accounts. So just click on Set Account, and you can start looking for the account. But I'm not an accountant. I'm an entrepreneur. I have no clue which one I should select. So thanks to the new descriptions we'll add on all of the accounts, it's really easy to find them. Just type rent, and we'll help you to find the right account. In one click, it's reconciled, and it's posted behind the scenes. So what about the next one? The next one is an outgoing payment for a supplier. He suggests to reconcile one, but it's not automatically reconciled. If we click on there, we'll directly see why. This is a vendor bill in draft stage. In order to speed up the process, in Odoo 19, you will even be able to reconcile draft invoices directly from your bank transaction, and later on, we'll update the stage in real time. And when you select it, and if there is any attachment linked to the bill, we'll directly point it out on the screen as well, so it's available on your chatter, directly on the bank transaction. You know which ones have been paid. So what about the next one? The next one is an outgoing payment for Coolblue. Nothing is suggested to reconcile. So instead of putting it open on my partner, I'm pretty sure I have the document already on my local drive. I can directly select it from here and upload the bill. Just select it, and from the transaction itself, we're going to generate the vendor bill. And because our OCR is still so amazing, it will directly be transformed, and I can just confirm the bill right from here. And because the payment remains linked, I can directly reconcile it over here, and the whole circle is done. When I come back, it's already gone, it's already reconciled. So what's next? I have an incoming payment from a new customer. It's the first time they pay us, so we didn't find out the partner. Just click over here, set the partner, and as from the moment that we're going to select it, we'll directly reconcile if we find a match on one or multiple customer invoices. And last but not least, seems like I forget to post the rent for a while. Let's do it again for July. We already did it in the beginning. Just select the account again, and as from the second time that you will define, artificial intelligence will directly create automatic reconciliations models for you so that you can just click, 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 and everything is posted. And of course, you can put all of them in automated as well. Reconciling your bank transactions have never been easier before, and definitely not thanks to the more than 30,000 banks we synchronize with worldwide. But our users are also struggling with reconciling their credit card transactions. Last year, we already added a great new update over there in order to transform your credit card statements into transactions in order to reconcile it very easy. But this year, we went a few steps further. I'm really thrilled to announce that Odoo 19 will come with embedded branded Odoo credit cards. They look beautiful, and they have been designed to perfectly fit within your own, directly in your own Odoo environment. You can opt for physical or virtual cards, and because they're directly linked to an employee, you can even set a budget, a period, and you can even define what they can pay with it. So let me show you how it works. Let's go back to the database and open our expense application. Within the expense application, I can have an overview of all of my cards, virtual ones, physical ones. And if you open it, you can define the categories they can pay with, set the maximum limit, but also set the maximum maximum amount per transaction, sorry. So let's make a payment with my virtual card and see how it will automatically update the database. Just put in an amount, pay for it, and when we receive the receipt, within a few seconds, my expenses will be automatically transferred and created in my Odoo database. But that's not all. The only thing I need to do is that all of my employees can just add their receipts. Like here, it's one for Uber. Just add it, submit it, post the journal entries, and within a few seconds, it's directly reconciled with the corresponding bank transactions so that you should not do that manually anymore. It's really super cool, and it will avoid a lot of manual interaction. But reconciling your credit card transactions is not the only manual interactions you have to do and you lose a lot of time with. Managing all of your documents might be another one. And that's exactly where AI comes in as well. Let's open our document application over here and see what's left in the inbox. I can see that we have a few documents over here. We have an ID card, we have a fine, we have a contract, and perhaps a few vendor bills. Instead of sorting them out manually, I can just ask my AI to sort them and to put them in the right workspaces. Within a few seconds, we'll dive through all the different documents. They will be set directly in the right workspace, and my vendor bills, they will even be sent directly to accounting. So it's directly processed as vendor bills. And within a few seconds, you will see it on the right side, my inbox is ready, I had nothing to do. So let's have a look what happened with it. In the legal one, I have a contract over here. It's directly set here by a simple prompt. It's divided, he notified it's a contract, and it has been moved. And within the social one, we have our ID card, as well as the fines. And within the purchase application, the bills are already processed, they're already in accounting. By adding all of these features year after year, we're really enhancing the collaboration between entrepreneurs and accountants, working in collaboration together on the same common environment. So in order to speed up that collaboration, we came with a new way of working, very intuitive, yet very simple as well. As an entrepreneur, I'm not interested to know the impact of all of my invoices in accounting. The only thing interesting for me is to be sure that they're sent to the customer and perhaps being paid. That's it. So now let's connect to the same environment, but as an accountant. As an accountant, I want to make sure they correctly processed in accounting and that my customer or my colleagues have not changed anything. So let's open it again. And we'll directly see that we have some advanced options over here. If I click on the sales, I can directly see some of them have to be reviewed. I can review them one by one. When I jump back to the dashboard, I get an overview of all the ones that need to be reviewed. And when I select them over here, review them in bulk, my non-accountants cannot make any changes anymore, and I can be sure that the impact on accounting will not be changed anymore. Making sure accounting entries are correctly posted is not the only struggle for accountants. Making sure not missing a tax deadline is definitely another one. And that's exactly why in Odoo 19, we'll come up with a brand new tax calendar in order to make sure you don't miss any deadlines anymore. Let me show you how it works. The first time when I open the tax returns, I need to set my start date, which will be the 1st of August in my case. In one single click, we'll calculate all the upcoming tax returns that are due, like your EC listing, for example. And in order to help you validate it, we'll come with some predefined checks. If we can automate them directly, we do so, and otherwise, we'll point out some anomalies. And same goes for your VAT return. Other checks, and even different stages. We have first need to review it, so as from the moment that I'm good with it, I can dive into there and see the different records that are missing, or I can just validate it myself. And as from the moment that all checks are validated, I'm now ready to validate directly my tax return from here. When we lock it, we lock the tax return, so nobody else can change it anymore, and as from there you can submit it, we'll retrieve it in the right format of your country, or you'll be able to send it by ADI to the government. And if any VAT needs to be paid, you can directly pay it out of here or send it to the corresponding payment to the corresponding person that will be paid. So let's recap. We have invoicing everywhere, and we're going to make sure that we're going to use the structured data in order to automate your accounting. Entrepreneurs and accountants never collaborated better before thanks to our updated user interface and artificial intelligence. And accountants will never lose any tax deadline anymore, thanks to the brand new tax calendar. But this year, we added one more thing nobody else did before. Accountants need smart tools in order to close their books periodically and send a total binder to internal and external auditors. Whereas from Odoo 19, they will not need to do it in an external software anymore because it's now entirely part of Odoo accounting. Let me show you how powerful it is. Within the review section, you now have a new section for audit purposes. So first of all, let's get started with the working files in order to go through all the different cycles to close my books. When I click on New, we'll directly come up with some predefined cycles. You can review all of them, or you can simply select all the one you want to review. In one click, we're going to create all the cycles for you with predefined checks, and of course, you can all adapt them. When you dive into one check, we'll directly point out the corresponding accounts that needs to be reviewed. You can add a comment over here. For example, for the profit, you can say, okay, this is verified, so it's logged over there, and it's directly linked to the account, and you can set this one as being supervised or being to reviewed. We have different stages, so you can collaborate with your colleagues in order to make sure you can collaborate together on the same audit file. Once you're done, you can just supervise a check, and it's done. But you could also add some supporting documents. Like to justify the capital, for example, you can upload a file. For example, the Constitution deed. And directly it will be linked to the file at any moment so that you can keep it within the working files. And also this one, we can just have it reviewed. You can have an overview by cycle, or you can open the top bar over here and have an overview by balances as well. In one click, we'll receive, for this period, all the accounts that can be reviewed. And with a simple filter, you can sort out all the entries that need to be reviewed. Depending on the audit of last year, we'll directly point out which accounts need to be reviewed, and they will be mentioned over here, and the other ones are, of course, free for you to review. You can select one or multiple accounts together, and of course, change the status at once in order to have them updated as well. And if you're ready, you can just go back to your working files and mark all of them as being completed. So now that we went through all the different stages, it's time to draft one big audit closing binder that I can provide to stakeholders. And also this is entirely part of Odoo Accounting. Let's go back to the review and open our annual report. When we click on New, we can create another one, like for 2024, for example. And when we save it, we'll come up out of the box with a complete template in order to go through all the different stages you can adapt. Let's have a look at what's possible over here. You can define which one should be activated or not, depending on your current state. The fields in there are dynamic, so they will directly be updated with accounts in real time. And you can even sign directly from here. But also your reports can be included, like the balance sheet. And if you want to print them in a specific design, you can even customize them from here. Select, for example, the one for Belgium and unfold all your accounts. You can basically adapt everything that you want, and it will be printed in the same layout as you asked over here. Also, a lot of annexes can be added. It comes with a lot of different ones, but you can create and load multiple templates as well. Like, for example, if you need to justify R&D costs. They come up, you just load the template, and it's added on the right place. You can, of course, adapt and add supporting documents. And last but not least, if you want to add some global supporting documents overall, you can do that at the end as well, and they will print it directly in the same report. So once you're done, just go back, and now we can export it as one big PDF file, composed basically based upon everything that I defined over there, so that I can come up with to all our different stakeholders. Once it's done, just open it, and you have a beautiful report, basically totally branded on how you wanted it, with a table of content, with all the different attestations that you mentioned in there, your balance sheet, your profit and loss, and all the other stuff that you just added in the annexes, like your accounting principles, etc. This is a huge update for accountants. The accountant of tomorrow is a trusted business advisor that will have an overview of all of the business and will be able to advise way beyond accounting balances. So let you decide whether you should or not talk about Odoo accounting to your accountant. That's it for me. Back to you, Fabien.
Okay. Wow, not only we had the best accounting software, but now we do cash flow management with bank card. Now we do the revision process in Odoo and the annual report. And when you think it's great, wait till tomorrow. because Renan still have half of the features to show you tomorrow for accountant, because we have 2 keynotes about the product this time. We had so much to show. All right, so now that your accounting is ready, it's time to work on your HR operations. So let's have a look at what's the new version I have for you. But before, let me tell you a small story. We know we have great HR application from recruitment, time off, planning, expense management. We have skills management, appraisals, really a very, very complete suite. But there is one application that we really never promoted, which is the payroll application. And for the first time, since 1 year, we put a lot of effort in payroll. It became one of our top priority. And we released last year payroll in a few dozen countries, but it was still a bit technical. You needed to be an expert in order to use it. Now, with Odoo 19, we made payroll accessible to every company in just a few clicks. And that is a revolution. So let me show you how it works. So I go back to my database, and let's go to the, let's say, payroll application. So first, you have your dashboard with all your warnings and checks. Some employees are missing a bank account. We won't be able to pay them. And we can do things like managing the employee adjustment. And let's start by doing a salary estimation for a new employees. And for that, I'm going to work in gross, like say 5,000, or I'm going to do it in Belgium, sorry, because we manage multiple companies. So based on your company, you will have different results. And I'm going to go with a gross of 5,000 euro. Everything is computed on the fly based on the salary structure and your working schedule. So it's a company cost of 93,000 euro once we have added the benefits, the taxations, and everything. And the employee will get 3,000 in net plus some benefits in his pocket. So that's very fast in order to configure the benefits. But you can go further. You can send an offer to the employee. Either you copy the link, or you send him an email, and he gets an access to the configuration of his salary. So from here, he can do salary à la carte. So maybe you want a company car, and the net will compute automatically and adapt. Or maybe you want bigger fuel card, or internet subscription, hospital insurance for him or his spouse. And he can decide things, and the more he clicks, the more it recomputes. And he can get the detail of the pay slip based on what he chose. And all of that is guaranteed at the same company cost. So it's just giving flexibility to the employee while not changing anything for the company. If I send him an exact offer, I didn't send an offer here, it was just a simulation, but if I would have sent an offer, he had a click and sign here, and he can sign the contract right away. So you have offer, sign, goes to your document management system, fleet management system, everything is integrated. So let's have a look at how we manage the employees now. So if I go to the employees, I have the employees of my company. Let's check Laurie. So I have a payroll data, personal data, and so on. So she's living here in Louvain-la-Neuve, but let's say that last month she moved to another city. So I'm going to say, starting of August 1, she moved to another city. Before, and in every payroll software, you have to create a new contract with the new data because it impacts the pay slip. So you have to create a new contract, stop the preceding one, start date, end date. It's really complex to do. Now we manage employee versioning directly on the employee form. So all I have to do is to say new version, starting of August 1, and then you can change. And you change her address. Let's say it's now 50 kilometers from her office. And the payslip will be adjusted accordingly. If she already had a payslip in August, it was not the case here, you would have had a warning here telling you, she has a payslip, do you want to adjust or keep it as it is? So we manage everything easily with this system. You can even schedule a change in the future. So if I go to payroll, and I want to increase our salary, as of, let's say, not September, but 1st of October, I can already record it in the system. And then it's really easy. You see, she's living in Grand Avenue, starts since August 1, but if I click on December 31, she was living there, and I can really change and see the differences. So now payroll gets very easy because everything is consolidated on one form, the employee form, with the personal data and the payroll data. And you can adjust the benefits. If you want, you can add more benefits. And the form will adjust based on what you need. So you can start very simple with just 2-3 benefits and add more so that it's very easy to use. Once you get the employee information, let's go to the work entries. So work entries can be generated in multiple ways. If you use the time off, we'll use the time off application in order to generate the work entries, or you could use the planning or the attendance system. Let's go to the work entries, and they are generated like this automatically. Or you can also decide to manage manually. That's what I will do here. So let's say here, Bernice, he forget to write his time off, so I will select 4 days here, and I'm going to say he was in sick time off, like this. And you see how easy it is to just select and say he was in sick time off, him too. But because he was sick, he worked a few extra hours in order to do his job. So these 2 days, he actually did some overtime hours for 2 hours each day, like this. So here we have sick time off, and here we have overtime. So it's really easy to edit work entries in batches, and be sure that before generating the payroll, everything is accurate. Of course, if you use time off or if you use attendance, you don't need that. Once it's done, in just a second, you generate all your payslip. Boom. And it's computed for everybody automatically. So you see the payslip here of every employee in just a few seconds in real time. All right, so let's pick this one, create the draft entry. You can work on the full payroll, but if someone has an issue, you can put him off cycle and manage him later, so that you can manage the payroll of all these people and process the ones with issue later on. Oh, this one has an issue. His bank account has not been validated yet. So all I have to do is click on his bank account, validate it. We do that for the anti-scam procedure. And once it's done, I can generate my payment and pay everybody in batches. So after that, if I print, let's see a payslip. The payslip is generated for everybody. All right, so now you have all the HR operation fully streamlined up to the payslip for everybody in a very simple and easy way. But Odoo can do more than HR. We do the social part with HR. But you know, in Europe, we have a new regulation about ESG that every large company will have to comply. It's complex. You have to do a lot of reporting on environment, social, and governance. Unfortunately, with Odoo 19, we have to announce a new application to manage your ESG easily. We have a small video to show you that.
Did you know that companies in the European Union will soon have to comply with new regulations and report on their environmental, social, and governance practices? Here at Odoo, we've created a brand new ESG app designed to help companies measure and report their ESG footprint. Calculate your CO2 emissions in real time, find and assign emission factors to your activities manually or with AI, export your reports in one click, and more. But before we introduce this new app, let's start with the basics. What is ESG exactly? And why does it matter for your business? To tell us more, we've invited Thibaut Fretter. He's an environmental expert in the healthcare sector and a lecturer at the University of Namur in Belgium.
Lawmakers such as the European Union are currently crafting regulation that will soon make it mandatory for corporations to provide their annual ESG report. Think of it as a balance sheet for sustainability. Creating an ESG report is a major project. It requires gathering hundreds of data points that are usually uncommon for a company to deal with. Take company computers, for example. They are usually seen as simple purchases, but ESG reports require a deeper look. What's the carbon footprint? Who supplies them? So, what are the main challenges of ESG reporting? It's time-consuming. You have to source all the data and work with various departments. You have to update it every year. The report format has to comply with the regulation. and it costs a lot of money.
Yes, companies typically spend around 500 euros per month just on ESG data collection and reporting. But with Odoo, this cost is now reduced to just 20 euros per month. So let's start with the biggest category of ESG reporting, environment. Odoo allows you to install massive databases such as the International IPCC and the European ADEME. With one click, you get access to emission factors for thousands of items. This covers everything, from printer paper to raw materials like steel if you manufacture plumbing pipes, for example. When those data are installed in Odoo, you can easily assign an emission factor to any of your purchases. For example, this laptop you purchase for all of your employees has a carbon footprint of 156 kilograms of CO2 equivalent. And you know what's even better? You don't even have to assign all the emission factors yourself. Just let the AI help you. So from now on, every laptop purchase has its carbon footprint calculated automatically. This calculation is done for all your purchases. So your carbon footprint is always up to date, as all data is synced in real time and you can export it in just one click. And the good news is, all your configurations are automatically reused annually, so you don't have to start from scratch every year. On top of environmental metrics, Odoo ESG also measures factors like gender parity and pay gap. It automatically pulls data from apps such as employees and payroll to generate real-time reports. And for companies that need to provide a CSRD report to comply with new EU regulations, Odoo makes it simple. You can easily generate reports that follow the European framework using data gathered in the ESG app along with everything else from your database. This way, you save valuable time on data collection. So get ready for upcoming EU regulations. Discover Odoo ESG today at odoo.com.
No, I didn't know how to do the transition, so let's go straight to Odoo point of sale for restaurant. All right, so over the past year, we worked a lot with restaurants. We deployed close to 1,000 restaurants last year, for this year. And so we really fine-tuned on everything they wanted. So first, if we go to the point of sale, let's go to my point of sale, and I enter in the restaurant. You can use it on a tablet or a desktop or even your mobile phone, you choose. Now you have the table reservation fully integrated in the system, so it's for the lunch. You can get it as a Kanban view like this. Let's say John is checking in, so like this. Or if you prefer, you have the table management like this, where you can reassign easily people. So you have the table reservation. We fully integrate with Google reservation. So people can already reserve in Google, fully integrate in Odoo, and then you receive people directly from here. And now let's go to the tables. Let's start a new order on table 5. We managed all the presets, so you can choose between dining, takeout, and delivery. If I do a takeout, I can choose my date, maybe today at 13:20, and then it's going to be a takeout. Or if you prefer, let's go for a delivery, and then you have to pick someone or write a new address. If it's a regular customer, just select him. Otherwise, you'll have to get a new address. But for this presentation, I'm going to stick to dine-in directly. Let's add a few products, maybe for the starters, like this. Now we have multiple courses management. So you could say that's for the course 1, and for the course 2, I'm going to get a Coke and a bacon burger. The bacon burger has multiple options, but you can select one automatically in the burger. Or we can go with menu. We have advanced burger menus. Then it's a menu with options, and options like this. Or menus with multiple quantities. Let's go for the lunch sushi combo. You have to pick 2 items here for free. And if you get a third one, it's going to be at an extra. So you have quantities and 1 drink. So you can manage all of this easily. Then we can add a third course for the dessert, and for the dessert, I'm going to go with water and Minute Maid. Now we are ready. Here you have a summary of what's going to be sent to the different kitchen and bar, so that you can check if it's correct, 6 food for 2 drinks. The other ones are not sent to the bar, so that's why it's 2. And when I click send, it will fire the course 1. That's it. And now, if I go to the kitchen, Where is the kitchen? Here. They will have the tickets of everything they have to cook. So when in the course one, there was nothing for the kitchen. It was only for the bar. So I can close this too. And if I come back to my table 7, no, which one was it? 6? 5? Yes, thank you. And now I can fire the course 2. And when I fire the course 2, it's going to appear in my kitchen. I think I have to close. That was another session. Let's go to the preparation screen. Yes, it appears to my kitchen with the course 2 that is fired. So now the kitchen can start working on it and say, this one is done, this is done, and this one is done. 5? Yes. And when it's done, you can fire the course 3. So the waiter, he has a control of what he wants to send at what point. All right, now we can move on to the payment and pay by cash. But that's not all. If I go to the table management system here, maybe I would edit my floor plan. So edit plan, and I'm going to add some table. Let's say here, table 13, and duplicate here for table 14. Perfect. Once it's done, I want my customer to order QR code. So here, you have a new button to get QR codes. So just go here, fill in your address, and we will ship QR code for free to you. So you have to upload your logo. You decide if you are in self-order or scan-to-order to view the menu or to order. Select the material that you want, and in 2-3 days, you will get the QR code in your restaurant. But that's not all. Then the customer can work on his mobile. So let's go to the backend. And imagine the customer is going. So you can click here on the mobile menu, or we can simulate. Did I do the one here? Someone? Yeah, I did it here. So the customer, when he scans the QR code, he can choose its menu just like this. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go with a burger menu, cheese or bacon. And you see the interface is perfectly adapted to your mobile phone. Add to cart, maybe some drinks. Click on drinks, Fanta, Coke, and checkout, order. You have multiple modes. If he scans the QR code on the table, he doesn't need to provide the table number. Otherwise, he could say, if it's regular QR codes that are the same for every table, he could select where he wants to be delivered. You can configure with payment, no payment, payment after, at the counter. Everything is fully configurable. And that also works for the kiosk. So if you have a kiosk at the entrance of your restaurant, it's going to be the same kiosk. It adapts automatically. So let's go on responsive, and you will see how it adapts up. So that's going to be probably the kiosk mode. And now you have a listing like this with drinks or food, and you can also choose in your kiosk. Or if you go on a desktop, because your customer can order online, they don't need Uber Eats or takeaway to order at your restaurant, it adapts automatically to the desktop size. Maybe I should do 100%, yes. And it adapts automatically whether you look at it on a desktop or on mobile. So on mobile, I can scroll like this to the menu. On kiosk, usually it's more click. You have to click to go to the menu, but everything adapts perfectly to every screen dimension. And in addition to that, we also integrate with all delivery platforms, whether it's Uber Eats, or Deliveroo, Karim, and so on. We integrate with all the delivery platforms, so you can get order from delivery partners, and it's fully integrated directly in Odoo. All right, that's for the point of sale. And now that we have all these applications running on Odoo, you want to have good reporting on top of that. And that's where the magic of the new Odoo 19 will start. Let's have a look at the new dashboard application. So here, you have the dashboard application. You have, as usual, new dashboard with a clean design, We have introduced multiple graphs, so now you have the mix of graph with a line and a bar chart, pipeline, area charts, geographical chart. So we introduced a lot of new graphs in the dashboard. In one section, like here, the pipeline, you can have also multiple tools. So you can say, I want it as a funnel, or maybe I prefer as a bar chart, or maybe I want the top 10. So you can easily navigate in your dashboard. And this top 10, you could say, I want to filter on proposition, and everything adapts to the opportunities that are in the proposition stage. Or let's go back to the one. Or you can use filters directly. Filters have been improved to be all available here. Or for the date filters, we have faster, quicker ways to filter on the dates. So that's already super cool. You have clean dashboard where you can navigate with multiple ways to present the information depending on the need, with easy drill up, drill down, filter, and then here I will go to the top 10. In this top 10, I'm going to filter on that. And in this one, I will filter to Peru. And you can easily navigate through the information like this. And for this opportunity, I'm going to zoom to it, check if it's good. Perfect. Send back that to the client, and come back to my dashboard. That's already great. But you know that dashboards are based on Odoo spreadsheet. So if you want to customize this dashboard, nothing's more easy. You go to configuration dashboard, and I'm going to edit the pipeline dashboard. So now I have the same dashboard in Odoo spreadsheet. Let's add a few lines in the bottom so that I can add more data. And I can customize my dashboard. So let's say here, I'm going to insert a graph or a pivot table. Let's go for a pivot table from Odoo data. So I'm going to insert a graph from Odoo data based on invoice statistics. And I'm going to save. So now I have a pivot table on statistics. On the rows, I want to integrate that by country. And I can choose all the fields by country. And for the measure, I want to use the untaxed amount. So now I have a pivot on my invoice analysis right in my spreadsheet. But my managers, he wants that for every state, not every country. But we know we have a problem, because the state field does not exist on the invoice. So how do we do that? Before you had to create with Studio or related field, it was a bit technical. Now, all you have to do is create a new dimension, and from the invoice, I will go to the customer, let's say the partner, I go inside the partner. In the partner, I'm going to go to the state. I go inside the state, and in the state, I'm going to use the name of the state. And now I have by country and by state. Let's add a few columns. So now I'm going to add the status, invoice status, like this. Copy-paste that. And I will add that to my dashboard here. Save. And I go to my CRM dashboard. And now in my pipeline, I have my dashboard with this graph like this. Of course, I should work on the design and choose another style for the table, but you get the point. But sometimes, you don't know how to get this data. Here I had to say I want an invoice, go to the partner, go to the state. Sometimes it's not that easy. Some people are not as knowledgeable in Odoo as that. As usual, when you have an issue, what you do, you ask your AI friend. So I can click here on AI and ask anything I want. Let's ask, give me a list of sales order with the product table. And then the AI will do exactly what I want. So it's computing a list of sales order with the product table. Takes a few seconds to analyze my data, and I have all my sales order that contains a table product. So let's click on it, and I have a table here, large meeting table. Let's go further. Give me a pivot table of employees by department. I'm going to ask something else. So you can chat with the AI in order to get what you want. So now it's computing a pivot table of employees by department. And that's fully dynamic. I can filter, drill down, sort, change everything as I want. Make it a graph view. And now he's going to give me the pivot table. Yeah, I messed up with the data here. So, so let's close my AI. Ask again with a new session. Pivot table of employees by department. And then I'm going to ask him a graph view. Make it a graph view. Do a graph view of this. And he's going to transform that in a graph view like this. You still have the control. That's why it's much better than the typical chat that answers text, because now you have full control. You can switch, drill down, click, filter, enter in the data. You have the whole power of Odoo that is fully linked to the AI. You know what? Let's go further. Let's add this to my dashboard. So here I go to my graph, click Insert Spreadsheet, move it to my pipeline dashboard, and this graph is now in my pipeline dashboard. Oh no, I didn't want it in this one. Let's insert in dashboard, sorry. And I'm going to add in my pipeline dashboard. So now it's inserted in my pipeline dashboard, but I want that here, in this zone, not here on top of everything. So I just drag and drop, boom, and it's done. Yeah, you can clap. Let's just rename this column. That's the employees by department. Let's say just employees. And now I have another tab here with the employees. I can create as much as I want with a new chart that comes from artificial intelligence on my departments. Good? So if we go to my dashboard now, pipeline, my pipeline here, I can click on employees, and I have my employees by department. We can evenly zoom, then analyze this data on a specific period, like this, and we get everything we want. That's good, huh? Great reporting, fully integrated with AI, with the whole power of spreadsheet plus dashboard. You have full business intelligence without the complexity of third-party tool. No ETL, no cube, no BI, just pure analytics inside spreadsheets with directly connected to the Odoo database. And it's very fast. So in order to show you all the AI capabilities, because we have shown you a few things today, but there is more than that, we have a small presentation for you.
Welcome to the next era of Odoo. Meet your new AI agents, your personal assistants ready to take action, answer questions, and give you insights across your daily workflow. Just choose the agent's model, response style, and its main subject prompt. Your team can open the chat with the agent whenever they need. Need info? Need a meeting? Just ask. The agent takes care of the rest. In your projects, create all the automations you need. Choose the action type, pick the field you want, and add your customized prompt with all the necessary information. Here, we want our tasks to be assigned automatically to the right expert. And just like that, we say goodbye to manual assigning. And the best part? You can do this for any action in your workflow. Need specific data? Just type your request, and the AI delivers the exact view you need. And just like that, every insight is at your fingertips, instantly. Meet the AI probability. For this lead, it looks like my closing chances are very low. Let's see why. The positives are, it's based in the US, a strong market for us. The negatives are, the stage is new, the phone number is not valid, and the source is a search engine. Let's fix the phone number. And boom, my probability to close this deal just went up. Your colleague is out of office? No worries. The AI instantly summarizes past chats and attachments for your follow-up, and even helps you write the perfect client reply. AI property fields bring smart automation to your views. Just drop them in, write a prompt, and let Odoo AI fetch the info instantly. And when you need full control across multiple views, Odoo Studio takes it even further with AI fields tailored to your workflows, everywhere in your database. Take notes at the speed of your voice with Odoo's voice transcript feature. Just hit record. Odoo AI listens, transcribes, and even translates in real time. Better yet, it generates a clear, structured summary for you. Just focus on the conversation. Odoo takes care of the rest. Sorting our documents has never been faster. I can just use prompts to organize all of my files. I simply describe my sorting rules based on my needs, and AI takes care of it instantly. So when I upload new documents, they are immediately sorted where they should be. Contracts into the right folder, insurance documents, and even better, activities are created for the right assignee. Ready to step up your live chat game? AI is ready to answer all of your clients' questions through the live chat on your website. And if that's not enough for them, they can simply choose to speak to someone ready to answer even their most precise questions. Get ready for AI. Find out more now on odoo.com.
And now let's get to our favorite topic. Odoo is super fast, blazing fast. You know, I say that every year, so I had to. Performance. Last year, Anthony showed you how with a single Odoo server we can manage the volume of Amazon on Odoo. So it's really fast. With hundreds of millions of orders, it was snappy on very high load. The year before, we showed you how the interface was faster than a blink of an eye, less than 100 milliseconds per click. And so this year, the bar was very high. When we discussed to the team, we were like, how can we do better? I mean, we pushed already Odoo so far. Nobody went that far in terms of performance. How can we go even further? And I'm very happy to say that we did it. And to show you that, we made it even more complex. So we made a simulation between Odoo 18 and Odoo 19. On the left, you have Odoo 18. On the right, you have Odoo 19. And in order to slow down things, we simulated a slow internet connection. So it's a throttling like a slow 4G connection. So you will see it's a bit slower than usual, but it's because we simulate on a slow connection. And in these two videos, we click everywhere, you will see, we synchronize the videos so that the click are done at the exact same time, so that you see the speed of the rendering to show the page. So on the right, Odoo 19, on the left, Odoo 18. Ready? Yes? Ready? All right. So you see click, it's already rendered on the right. Click, it's already there. When you click, it's instant on the right. The left, even though it's a bit slow because you're waiting for the data, instant. Click, instant. And you see the difference, you can really, a dashboard. Dashboard is computed in less than 100 milliseconds. There it's computing and then it's loading. And another dashboard. Maybe I should pause here. This dashboard is on our own database. So you see it's 15 million, 9 million. It's over 50 millions of records. And it's close to instant. Odoo 18 still takes a few seconds, as you can see, and then load. So the difference is real. And I will show you how we achieve that kind of magic. So let's go start with the sale order. You know, you usually have this same shortcut when you can press Alt and show the shortcut that appears, like Alt-N to go to the next. And I can do Alt-N like this and browse document one by one. Or I can go to Quotation, sales order. Let's have a look at a few contacts. It's always very, very, very fast as I can click. All right? But now let's do something even more complex. I will shut down the internet connection, which is actually my local server here. So now, if I go, for instance, on timesheet, here, it's going to say connection loss, you cannot work. But if I go to documents that I already visited, like this, it's instant. Click here, instant. Next, you can still start working on it. Go here, click, next, click there, go back to the dashboard, click on contacts, click on the contact, next. And I can still work on Odoo while being offline. And because of that, everything is instant. We don't need to recompute the dashboard every time I go through the dashboard. We can show it right away. And when we notice that there is a change, and most of the time when you open a sale order or an invoice, there is not a change. It's the same that 5 seconds ago. But when we notice there is a change, we refresh it within 50 milliseconds, you don't even notice it. But the rest, we show it right away. So now it's really faster. And if I bring back my internet connection, of course, now I can click on timesheet. So that's what's great. Now we can say that both Odoo works offline, and because of that, it's even more faster than usual. All right, and a last tip for the developers out there. You know, every year we have improved the way we manage URL. So you have what we did last year. You have on every URL, you can just change Odoo by JSON, and you get the same data in a JSON format, which is extremely easy in order to integrate with an API. But if you want to build up your API on Odoo, we have something new for you. Now you can go to /doc, and it computes, based on your own database, everything that all the models and the fields that are available on your database. So let's have a look at an account. You click, and you get the fields, the model, and all the methods you can run on the account object. So if you want to search for an account, you can do it in JavaScript, Python, curl, JSON, Python, and you can even run it from the browser. I have to provide my key, but if you provide your key, you can even run it from the browser. That's the account, but I can work by module. Here I just have the core module. So the core module defines these two fields, display name and ID. But if I want to have the account module, I get all the fields. So I can easily introspect, just change here, try something, and then run the query, and I can do all my API directly from Odoo. And that's with introspection on my own database. So I don't need a generic documentation. It really is based on my customization and the module I use. All right. So that's it for this presentation. I hope you liked it. Yes? But it's not finished for Odoo. For the first time ever, usually I do one keynote on the product and one keynote on the strategy at Odoo Experience. So the first day is product, the second day is strategy. There was so many things to show you on the product that we only showed you 50% of the new feature today. So tomorrow morning, we have another keynote, same style, a different style actually, we'll try something else, with other new features that you have never seen. So imagine the volume of new innovation that we bring to Odoo 19. And on top of that, the event just starts now. So we're going to have 500 exhibitors, 450 inspiring sessions in order to discover all the new features of Odoo. 3 days in front of us, up to Saturday. Even Saturday, we have a networking drink at the evening at 6 p.m. And for now, once I'm done, I will ask you to leave this room because we will have to set up the room for the next session. And in 30 minutes, we start the next session. You're going to have a lot of good ones, actually. In this auditorium, you will have what's new about Discuss, Quotes, and eSign. In the auditorium 500, you're going to have what's new about spreadsheet and business intelligence. In the all 7-day database scalability, inventory management in the all 7A, Python framework in 11B, and you will have the governor of the National Bank of Belgium, who is doing a presentation about the state of Europe in the all 11C at 11:30. There is 14 rooms. I couldn't fit them in the slides. So what I recommend you is to pick up an agenda outside so that you can choose the venue you want to come. And starting from 2 p.m., we have some specialization about accounting, POS, logistic developer, and Quotation village here. So enjoy the 3 days, learn a lot, and meet the committee. Happy to have you here. Thank you. We have to go out.